YouTube has been gathering data from all of its users. We know that. We're adults. We know what we pretty much have a good idea of what we're getting into when we never read the fucking terms and conditions and agree all and okay, just keep it the fucking thing. Kids, on the other hand, young kids, on the other hand, have fuck all clue about anything that's related to life.
They also have legal protection due to the fact that they don't care and don't really have the proper mental faculties to actually take in everything.
It's not that they don't care, they don't have the cognitive capacity to understand a lot of these things.
They are what is called a protected class.
Because they kind
of need it.
Like humans in general, we're like the shittiest mammal ever. We're like in terms of procreation.
I think the panda is worse than us.
That's true. I think we should just like fuck them. Like go to the trash bin of genetic history. We don't need you.
They're not worth it.
Really not. Anyway, so we're aware that our data is being sold and we give it more or less freely. We're not happy about it, but whatever the fuck, we're using the stuff anyway. Kids, on the other hand, have no idea about this, and unbeknownst to anyone, wink wink, YouTube's been gathering data on the kids as well.
Turns out that's kind of illegal.
That's kind of highly illegal. And after quite a while, it took a while for the authorities in the US at least to catch on to it. And they slapped them with a fine. And
it was more of a settlement because the fine would have probably been a lot more costly.
And then they got into this sort of discussion in a settlement, like you said, which led YouTube to basically
throw us under the bus for their crimes.
Pretty much. So basically, they're gonna make all channel creators or channel owners, let's say, responsible for the data that they are gathering. And it's begun like for like a week or so. When you upload a video, it asks you if this content is meant for children or not. Because if it is, then it will not be, you will have comments closed. It will not be suggested. It basically won't exist, more or less. It will, but this is YouTube and they'll bury it. Like, we know how that happens. We know it happens, not how. So the problem is that the when you read, because we actually read through the fucking text that came with these changes, when you read through those, besides the fact that there is a lot of stipulations of what could be interpreted as being child-friendly content,
everything
basically, each of those points is super duper vague. One of them says if you use children models or toys or anything or animated things or anything that could be, I don't think that's a dragon. I don't know.
It looks like a toy to the algorithm.
It might, but fuck the algorithm. I don't think it won't actually, because it blended in with your pillows. In the background, you have like gray pillows with a black thing, so it kind of looked like the pillows.
I hope it doesn't see the kitty and puppy over there.
No, I don't think so. Also, that thing looks like a dick. Do you see it,
ladies?
So I think we're fine. We're in the.
We're saved by a giant
dildos. Exactly. And so we're gonna have to wait and see. The thing is, the FCC said that they are the term they used was shooting fish in a barrel. The barrel is YouTube and the fish are us. So basically they are chomping at the bit to detect a channel that doesn't, or a video basically that doesn't comply with the new things, and sue them or fine them, actually, because they
will be fined $42,000.
So they're just waiting to find someone to make an example of.
And that's in the US. If you're outside of the US and you don't fall under this law, then I think YouTube will sort of have the burden of that, which is why they added in their future user agreement that they now have, well, they've always had, but now it's clearly stipulated that they have the right to end your service, your access to their services, if it's no longer commercially viable. So if you cause them to have to pay another fine, yeah, you're out. You're dead. You're
nothing. There is nothing that you can do. So that's one part of it. So the next year is gonna be basically the next 2 years, for as far as this is concerned, is gonna be really weird on YouTube, because you don't understand how big the kids related video industry
is. It's gigantic.
It's humongous. Like
imagine how many shitty parents there are out there. Like, we're talking billions. They will just give a phone to their kid and play some Peppa Pig and let that autoplay just take them to all the weird crap on the YouTubes with the Elsa peeing things that used to be there. And that's how those channels make a whole bunch of money.
Exactly.
And some of them are run by pedophiles, but a lot of them make buckets and buckets of money, and the data collected from those views, that's from kids. So it's they're not going to be making as much money now, but they're still going to have their like own little bubble there where kids will have access. But it's going to create some upheavals there, quite a bunch of upheavals. It's probably going to also tone down the screamer YouTubers that target kids specifically. Hopefully, let's not mention his name. I don't like him. Hopefully, those people sort of get toned down a bit.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to see, because YouTube will definitely, everything that YouTube has done, at least in the past couple of years, has been in service of their bottom line. So they're interested in making money. Now, if someone makes money but also makes them pay money, then that's not good. That's not gonna look good. So they're obviously gonna change they're gonna add all of this stuff into the algorithm. And here is us hoping that maybe this dip or this literal upheaval into, because I don't know the percentages, but it's like it's easily a 2-number percentage of viewing is done. Like, I'm gonna say over 20% of YouTube is channels that cater to that sort of kids demographic.
Probably. I'm not sure exactly what the number is.
I'm not sure either. I'm just guesstimating, but I'm pretty sure it's gigantic. So what I'm hoping is that this massive change into the AI will maybe help channels like our own to maybe get a bit more traction. Granted, give me a second. We are kind of safe because our demographic isn't under 13 years old. Our demographic isn't even under 18. Well, I don't know about yours. Mine definitely isn't under 18. I looked through my demographics, and I say with a little bit of sort of pride that in the past year or two, I've actually gotten a bit over the 35 area, which is I'm gonna reach that point soon. So our channels, as far as I can tell, won't be affected by this negatively, because there's no kids watching us talking about this shit or talking about the games we talk about generally. It might maybe help other people find our channel just because there is a void. So maybe something else. I don't know.
Problem with that is that the YouTube statistics don't really take into account kids under 13 because if you make a channel on YouTube, you have to be over 13 years old. So you have to take something there. And kids will lie. That's what they do. And that may happen. But if they somehow manage to guess that one of our viewers is under 13 and he's lying and that thing gets to the FTC or the FCC, and we can still be in some trouble if we make videos that for some reason appeal to somebody that's young.
Yeah, the idea being that, and this is my second prong. The second prong of my defense for this is being in the restricted section of YouTube.
Yeah, that's turned out to be useful.
So that might turn out to be useful because once your video is restricted, it doesn't get suggested. Basically, it might, but not necessarily doesn't get recommended for sure. So once it's in the restricted zone of YouTube, basically only people who get to see the link directly will actually, or people who are subscribed will see a new video. It's just not going to pop up. And that might just be our second layer of defense. Just make sure we drop a bunch of F-bombs and talk about dicks and that sort of stuff so that the algorithm just restricts all of our videos going forward. Because it's not like the algorithm has helped my channel at fucking all. Whenever I get a slight bump in my views, it's from Reddit. Basically, maybe it's mainly from Reddit and a bit from Facebook and whatnot, but mainly from Reddit. So the YouTube recommended and that shit has almost never worked for. It's very low for my channel because again, I'm not a hot chick, nor do I play very modern stuff, nor do I upload daily, nor do I fake scream at the screen and whatnot.
You need to at least put your head in the thumbnails, doing some goofy expression like, you know.
Yes, I will. I sometimes do that for my nonsense casts, but it's less of a. And those get the least amount of views anyway. So that's how I know that doesn't work.
You should Photoshop your eyes to be gigantic.
Make anime eyes. Maybe maybe when I watch after I watch Castlevania season 2, I'll do and do a nonsense cast about it. I'll maybe do that.
Gotta say that show was prophetic because there's a bridge umbrella in the show, and it's being built right now.
Who'd have thunk it?
I know, it's amazing.
So this is what we dubbed the YoutubCalypse. Because you're familiar with the ad, maybe you're familiar with the apocalypse. We sure as shit are.
I think we're at like the 5th apocalypse or 4th one. I
think this one's gonna be by far the most wide-ranging. Because this does some fundamental. This literally does some fundamental changes to.
This can kill accounts, not in the monetary sense. It can kill them because YouTube just shuts them down.
Mm-hmm. So even if our channels address older people like over 20s and whatnot, and even if we do get into the restricted area, there's always a chance of something.
The algorithm can always
up.
Screw us. The algorithm killed our live stream channel because probably the thing with our normal channel once we couldn't host live streams for like half a year, so we made a live stream channel. It got murderized because apparently it was generating spam in the chat. I think we had a chat bot that probably
most likely
wasn't to the liking of Google, YouTube, but they didn't generate spam. It just said hi and like you moderate things. Didn't really. It's kind of sad because we lost a lot of good live streams, like the XCOM 2 live stream where I named all the characters from people in the chat and they all died horribly. And I was very, very sad at the end. I mean, boo-hoo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
Also got to use my Kartitsat meme there. from One Punch Man. Every time I used to create somebody, I just flash a picture of that mole being smeared on the side of a building at the end of episode 2. That was probably one of the funniest things in the show.
So I don't know. I've never watched it.
Oh, shit, it's fun.
I am familiar with what it is, but never really watched it. So this second part of the previous video, which we'll see if it's gonna make it in or not. In the main one, I mean. This is just like something that we're gonna have to deal with on a constant basis next year.
Yeah.
And then, like, if we survive, which again, I'm optimistic we will. If we survive, then in 2021, we as citizens of the European Union will have to deal with whatever shape, form Articles 11 and 13 will take in our differing countries of residence.
Yeah, that's one of the major issues that this was supposed to be the European nation's new copyright regulation for the digital age. It was supposed to be a unified system, but because France and Germany were being dicks about it, they sort of conspired to bum funk everybody else. So now we're going to get individually negotiated terms with each country, and depending on how they all agree to deal with Google and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all the other ISPs and all the other companies, some countries will have filters. France announced it'll have filters for the internet. Germany said it wouldn't, and everybody else is going to probably try and follow one of them, depending on which one gets more power, more traction.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's going to be the version without filters, because the filters do not work.
Oh no, that technology just doesn't exist. It might exist, but it doesn't work as intended, and it can never. Okay, I'm not gonna say never.
It'll always be a tool for abuse.
At a certain point, it might be able to catch 99% of stuff, but when the gigantic amount of data that is uploaded daily, even just from Europe to YouTube, that 1% is, it can be tens of millions of videos, basically.
Yeah. Not just videos, everything. It's going to be code, it's going to be text, it's going to be images, it's going to be everything.
On the other hand, in that dark dystopia, what we're doing here, this is like the safest video we can do, because we have no copyright of anything. We don't have music, we don't have images. Oh no, shit, you do have the Stones music. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna have to call Iolo and tell him what's the song.
To just record our own version, like a xylophone or some shit.
Also, it's gonna be kind of annoying, because we're now at the stage where we can generate machine images, machine music even. And what's to stop somebody from just generating every possible iteration of songs and images with a powerful enough computer and just copyrighting
everything? Yeah, no, I know it.
That's a danger. We are heading towards that, and the new digital copyright thing that doesn't address that. It should have, but it doesn't. It's going to be very, very abusive.
Yeah, hopefully it's one of those situations in which, even though science could do it, maybe they shouldn't do it. But that's literally never worked.
Yeah, because there's always going to be an asshole that sees the potential of a technology to be used for asshole-ish reasons.
Yes, for assholery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least for the coming year. The only thing we have to worry about YouTube-wise is the GameTales, and see what happens, basically. Like, at this point in time, it's going to be a waiting game.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
If something bad does happen, I'd like to remind everybody that we are using Libry, like library. It's spelled LBRY.
Yeah.
We have all our content there as well. It's a distributed network thing, so it's not hosted in one single location. Stuff can't be deleted on purpose, just in case people like forget to turn on their computer where it's hosted. That happens. And I think we still have some videos on DTube and DLive. I don't know, DLive split off. I think that they're still on DTube if they haven't deleted them, because they use a system that sort of deletes files after a couple of months because they don't have really space. It's a distributed thing that doesn't work as well. Yeah.
Yes, that shit is expensive. Yeah, that's but now to do slightly less darker shit. We are considering, just so you know, we are considering doing another end of year sort of anniversary live stream stuff. We definitely had fun doing it last year. Maybe this year we actually play something. I'm thinking maybe would be maybe a good idea. Maybe we'll see. But that might mean we're gonna have to stream it on my channel, which will mean we're gonna get even less views than normal, but not by much.
No problem. The channel hasn't been doing well recently, even though I've actually made a couple more videos. Well, I didn't do the Star Citizen one because by the time I got to do it, the free week was over.
Well,
so, oops.
Shit.
Yeah.
My channel has been doing moderately well, which I am quite somewhat surprised, although apparently my Is It a Classic series seems to be striking a bit of a chord here and there with some of the titles I've been covering. So that's nice, because it's about, again, it's for older gents and girls out there and playing 10 or 20-year-old games mainly. And I have a super duper. I mean, Septerra Core was super duper special because it was like very subjectively super duper special episode of Is It a Classic. And in case you haven't watched it, and you're also a Romanian, you definitely should watch that video. Like, I'm not even saying it in the sense that I made it, but I did make it. But it has like a special part at the end dedicated to you old school Romanian gamers. But for the last game, the last gaming video game themed video I'll make this year will be also an Is It a Classic? And it's gonna be something that is 20 years old this year. And again, another extraordinarily super special title that we have talked about in the past. And that's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want people to watch it. And Is the Classic. I think it is definitely going to be a thing that I'm going to continue doing into next year for certain. What about your ass?
Well, I haven't really managed to do. I was really excited to make new shows with the new PC.
Well,
you haven't really gotten around to it.
You are doing this right now, so
yes, this is valid, but I haven't really done much of anything else. I installed Unreal Engine 4 like today, and I started fiddling around with some things in it, and currently I have no idea how to configure mouse controls for the in-game character of a thing that I'm trying to make. I have no clue how.
Tutorials, my man. Tutorials.
Yeah, I should probably get on that. I sort of spend a lot of time just installing it and doing things with it and installing visual.
I need to start
C++ thing.
I need to actually start doing the Unity tutorials myself, because I may wanna do some gaming development sort of stuff next year as well. But again, it remains to be seen if it's actually gonna happen.
I may switch to Unity if Unreal Engine doesn't pan out. I sort of picked it mostly because of that photogrammetry thing where they have assets that look like real life. And I really want to. One game I really want to make at one point is Suffering Simulator 2015. It's a roguelike game where you never move from a single location. You just stand there in a bed, a hospital bed, and you have stats with health and money and pain and suffering and stuff like that.
I don't think it's gonna have the same appeal that Desert Bus does.
Well, no, this was going to be made to make you uncomfortable and eventually quit playing it and realize that we live in a horrible world.
What? I don't need video games for that, man. Just look out the window.
Come to Romania. It's horrible.
Visit wonderful Brăila, where we might have bridge soon. We don't know.
We might have bridge one day. I hope we have bridge. I have nightmare about bridge though, because Romanians, they see shiny thing and they go to it with cars and stop with cars on it and maybe start barbecue in Manila on bridge because it's nice
Metal,
view.
metal bridge, yes. You never
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
Might happen.
bridge. Oh, God, it's metal bridge. It's gonna they're gonna steal bridge.
Is it gonna be
Yes.
flippity flappy?
No,
Or
it's
is it
suspension bridge.
oh shit, son.
Metal. Oh, the suspension ropes. They're metal. Oh, they're gonna steal them.
Yeah. Eventually it's gonna happen.
Oh, it's gonna be horrible. Well, that's the that and the current elections are the tragedy that's befalling our fair country.
Hopefully we'll survive it. But
Hopefully.
so this has been it for this super special edition about Unicom's and my owns. I don't know. I think we need like a subcategory of these podcasts for YouTube fears, but we need to give it a better title. Like
YouTube.
fears. No, that sounds awesome. It doesn't work.
Dread tube. You dread. YouTube is screwing us.
I was gonna think killing us, but maybe it's
Screwing and then killing and then screwing our dead corpses, like in Morrowind.
could work. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll think about it. Yeah. So we don't know if we're actually gonna see you or you're gonna hear us, guys and gals, until the end of the year, unless something extraordinary happens again. I don't think we're gonna get any. I think this was the last main announcement conference things. I don't think there's gonna be any more in December.
No, I don't think there are. I think this was the end.
There's
the VGAs in December.
They're gonna
They're gonna announce a bunch of things there.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We know some games will be released, obviously, because it's Saturnalia season. But we'll see. So only if something super special happens, or if somehow Unicom gets the time and we can do one of our themed GameTales. But we might also do something different. Maybe we'll see about that. Something a bit something different. And now for something completely different. I need to do the foot. So that's it for me.
I don't think it fits. Well, there we go. Well, we're gonna see you again when we're gonna see you again. So take care, people, and beware the YouTube apocalypse, for it comes.
See you next time.
Goodbye. Whoosh. Are they gone yet? Okay, I think we can stop now.
Okay.
The end.